An attorney revealed that freak-off tapes filmed at Diddy's Atlanta home are being shopped around Hollywood, one of them featuring Justin Bieber and Jaden Smith being used by Will Smith and Diddy at the same time.
Right now, Diddy is locked in one of the most intense legal battles of his career, but no one, and I mean no one, expected Justin Bieber to be part of that. When his post surfaced in the middle of Diddy's trial, it wasn't just a social media moment. It felt like betrayal. And when Diddy saw it, something inside him snapped. In this video, we're breaking down exactly what happened in that courtroom, what Justin said that cut so deep, and the emotional backstory that explains why this moment left Diddy completely exposed.
Yeah, so as soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come in LA. Yeah, this will be yours. So every time you come in LA, it's a little dusty, but you know, who's the first shot?
Man.
Hit it.
Woo. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16.
Diddy walked into court that morning, not like the music mogul the world once admired, but like a man carrying the weight of 1,000 eyes and 100 secrets. He wore dark sunglasses, even indoors, and moved with the kind of stiff caution that only comes when you know something big is about to hit. His team flanked him closely, but even with their presence, Diddy looked rattled. His jaw was tight, his hands never stopped moving, adjusting his suit, rubbing the back of his neck, or most notably checking his phone again and again like he was waiting for something or someone. And then came Cassie. She didn't walk in like a victim. She walked in like someone who had already won the battle within herself. She had a few supporters with her, faces that stayed in the background but clearly stood in solidarity. The room shifted a little when she entered, eyes followed her, but she didn't flinch. Inside the courtroom, things started off routine. Legal team shuffled through notes. The judge reviewed motions. But even then, Diddy was restless. His phone was in his hand almost the entire time. His lead attorney leaned over to him more than once, whispering what looked like attempts to calm him down. But Diddy wasn't hearing it. His attention wasn't in the courtroom. He was somewhere else, locked onto his screen, scrolling, typing, waiting, and then it happened. A single post lit a fuse that had been waiting to blow. Just before the court paused for a short recess, the room caught wind of something. Someone gasped, softly but loud enough to break the tension. And that's when Justin Bieber had just posted something big. The post was on Instagram, a photo of a young Justin, Cassie, and Diddy at an industry party from years ago. Justin wrote, "I stayed quiet for too long. I was young. I didn't understand it back then, but I knew something was wrong. Cassie, I'm sorry I never said anything." You didn't deserve any of it. He didn't name names directly, but he didn't have to. The photo, the context, and the timing said it all. He mentioned being in rooms where things felt off, seeing Cassie go silent after being pulled aside by Diddy, and feeling like he had to laugh it off to stay in the circle. He closed the caption with, "We were all just kids, trying to survive in a grown man's world. I'm done protecting it. Truth matters." Court staff looked around, unsure what to do. The judge noticed the disruption, but didn't immediately understand the scale. Meanwhile, Diddy had already seen it. He was staring at his phone, completely still. The man who walked in, guarded and anxious, now looked like someone who just had the floor drop out from under him. This wasn't just another celebrity weighing in. This was Justin Bieber, someone Diddy had publicly supported, mentored, and called his little brother for years. Back in the late 2000s, when Bieber's career was just taking off, Diddy positioned himself as a guiding figure. He invited Justin to his mansion, gave him luxury gifts, and promised him the keys to the industry. There are old clips online showing Diddy making Bieber uncomfortable, telling him he was gonna take him under his wing, even jokingly saying they'd be living together. At the time, most people brush it off as mentorship, but in the context of what's coming out now, those moments sound different, and that's why Justin's post wasn't just public support, it was a deep, painful rejection. To Diddy, it was someone from inside his trusted circle flipping the script and exposing the dynamics they once kept private. This wasn't about a social media post. This was about loyalty. Diddy didn't see it coming, and the timing couldn't have been worse.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh?
No,
you ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Correct. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
You could feel it building in him. Diddy's face turned stiff, his eyes fixed, unblinking on the screen of his phone. His hands were shaking, one gripping the phone so tightly his knuckles turned pale, the other clenched at his side. The vein in his neck was visibly pulsing, and his jaw looked like it was locked shut from holding back whatever rage he was trying to suppress. He muttered something under his breath, but those closest to him could hear it. Loyalty means nothing now. They all turn on you. The lawyer beside him leaned in fast, whispering, trying to bring him back down, but Diddy wasn't listening anymore. Suddenly, he stood up, fast and hard, his chair screeching across the floor, jolting everyone nearby. Court security snapped to attention immediately, and before anyone could move to stop him, he slammed his hand on the table. A glass pitcher sitting next to him tipped and shattered, sending pieces and water flying. He pointed toward the back of the room, where Cassie's team was seated, and shouted, "You think this is justice? You don't know the whole story. You and Bieber, you're playing with fire." The entire courtroom froze. Gasps, silence, then rapid movement. The judge banged the gavel hard and loud, immediately calling for a recess. Two security officers closed in on Diddy while his lawyers scrambled to calm him, both physically and verbally. Even then, he kept muttering, pacing, breathing heavily like he was about to say more. He didn't have to. The damage was done. This wasn't a meltdown behind closed doors. It was a moment of raw emotion, unfiltered and caught in front of the judge, jury, and media. And just like that, the energy in the room shifted. It was no longer about legal arguments. It was about control. And Diddy had clearly lost his. Justin Bieber's post wasn't just a spur-of-the-moment decision. It was personal. If you followed his interviews, especially that emotional Zane Lowe conversation, you've heard him talk about the pressure of being a kid in the spotlight. He broke down when talking about Billie Eilish, saying he wanted to protect her the way no one protected him. He admitted he was surrounded by adults who didn't always have his best interest, and how it messed with him emotionally. This trial with Cassie, it brought those memories right back. The same industry parties, the same people, the same silences. When Bieber posted about Cassie, he wasn't just speaking for her. He was confronting his own guilt. His own silence. He had been there. He had seen the signs. Maybe he didn't know what was happening then, but now? He understood too well. By posting, he did what he wished someone had done for him years ago. And in doing so, he exposed not only Diddy's alleged behavior, but the toxic structure behind it. This wasn't just about Cassie and Diddy. This was about the system that protected power and punished silence.
Got me a Lamborghini.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Oh, apparently not.
Some things, everything ain't for everybody.
Happy birthday, Justin! Happy
Welcome to the family, John.
After the chaos, after the shouting and the broken glass and the cameras swarming outside, the room settled, and when court resumed, Cassie returned to the stand, not as someone shaken, but as someone ready. She walked back in calmly, her head high. She didn't flinch when she passed Diddy. She didn't even look at him. He, on the other hand, sat with his head down, avoiding eye contact altogether. When she took her seat, it was like a switch flipped. She spoke clearly, calmly, no tremble in her voice, no hesitation. This was a woman who had made it through the storm and was standing in the aftermath with the truth in her hands. Then came the new evidence. Her team presented screenshots, long obsessive message threads from Diddy. Geminals filled with jealousy, with demands, with accusations, screenshots of Diddy insisting she check in with him every hour. The courtroom went silent as the messages were read out loud. The kind of silence that tells you everyone is processing what they're hearing in real time. It wasn't just Cassie telling her story anymore, now the evidence was telling it too. And that's when people started to see it. The shift, the power that had once belonged to Diddy was now slipping fast. And the woman who once lived in his shadow, she was the one standing in the light.
It's hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn.
And he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
What's happening inside that courtroom with Diddy and Cassie is just the surface. Behind it, a much deeper, darker system is shaking. The names coming up now aren't just background noise. Jay-Z's name has been floated more than once, not directly accused, but definitely mentioned in connection to this tight circle of powerful men who've controlled the industry for decades. It's opening eyes to something many in Hollywood already whispered about, but never dared to say out loud. How much did people really know? How long were they willing to stay silent? Because what Justin Bieber revealed didn't just shake Diddy, it cracked the silence around him. And now people are asking the real questions. Like, why was a teenage Justin Bieber even around someone like Diddy so much? Why were there so many clips of a young boy in situations that just don't look right in hindsight? Who allowed it? Who benefited from keeping it all quiet? This trial is forcing people to look back and really see the patterns, the manipulation, the grooming, the control. And once one person speaks up, especially someone as big as Bieber, it creates space for others. The silence isn't working anymore. The culture of protecting powerful men is starting to fall apart. A person commented saying, "It's crazy how long this stuff was hidden." Props to Justin for finally speaking up. This industry needs to be burned down. Another one added, "If Justin was scared to speak as one of the most famous artists on earth, imagine what lesser known people went through." And now that the cracks are showing, there's no going back. What's happening in that courtroom and what's spreading across the internet is bigger than just one man. It's about accountability finally catching up. The old rules aren't holding up like they used to, so now we've got to ask, do y'all think more stars will come forward like Justin? And how deep do you think this rabbit hole goes? Drop your thoughts in the comments. That's it for today. See y'all in the next one.